Well, if you'd asked me 30 seconds ago whether or not my transfer window had been a good one, I would have said yes. And then I realized I really only left myself one left back on the roster. So, yeah, you know, typical FM Jellico things. It was an interesting offseason, to say the least. We made a lot of moves. I think we improved the squad. I think I screwed up in trying to get players playing time, especially when I knew they weren't going to get playing time here. It's the 4th season here at Saint Etienne. It is a tipping point season. We have to qualify for European football this year. I don't care if it's European Conference League football. We have to qualify for European League football this year. Otherwise, I may be out of a job. So, on the outs, Esteban Fernandez, Kareem Cisse, Lumen Gonat-Liard, Noah Gallo, Simon Catalan, Ilian, Solvery, and Maxime Parade. They were all youth players I let go because it made no sense to keep paying them when they were not going to be contributing in any fashion. Free transfers on the out. Chad Echeverry, who was a defensive back from America, went to Angers. Antoine Gauthier, who is he's an advanced midfielder, had some potential, but was really kind of lacking in some other areas, and I had better players on the squad. He went to Ajaccio. On the ends, Demetrius Limnios from RB Salzburg came in on a free. A Greek winger, I brought him in because he can play both the left and the right. He's a standing up top at striker, which I really don't expect him to play, but he is a solid overall player. 13 determination is nice, 15 acceleration, 14 pace, 15 fitness, 14 stamina, 14 work rate, 12 dribbling, 12 first touch, 12 technique, 12 crossing, 11 anticipation, 11 decision making, 13 off the ball is nice. His positioning a 9 is about the only low score to worry about other than his tackling, but then again, winger, why am I worried about his tackling? Has more than a few caps for Greece. He's a very solid player. I'm glad we were able to get him in on a free, and at 27 years old, he's on a 3-year contract, and he's more than happy to be a squad player. He's definitely going to get starts this season. I wanted some quality on the bench. And as you can see in 3 appearances so far, he already has a goal and an assist. Although in PSG, he, crapped the bed, but frankly, everybody crapped the bed against PSG, and we'll look at that in just a minute. Loan deals. I made a lot. I'm regretting a couple of them right now. Joris Georgi went out to Jars Food Football on a loan deal. Mohamed Sangnamo went to Le Puy Foot. They are a affiliate. Kevin Pedro went to Rudez. Albion Jatishi went to Nancy. Damien Bertrand went to Rodez. He's one of the ones I'm kind of upset I let go. The other one would be Francis Amuzu. Marriott came in for him, and I totally had him set as a winger, and he is, but he was also my primary backup at wingback. So, in the transfer window just closed, so I can't recall him. Jervis Akube went to San Pedro. Linus Becker went to Rapperswil. Amadori, I sent to Gijon. He wasn't getting a lot of playing time. He got some playing time before I bought Gueye in. Gueye, even though he was injured last season, Amadori came in, and he was okay. 4 goals and 13 isn't bad, but I wanted more first-team playing time for him. And Gijon said he is going to be a star player for us. So as long as he gets 30-plus starts at Gijon, they're in the 2nd division in Spain, I'll be more than happy with that, and he will get a decent amount of improvement out of it, I believe. Lorenzo Cerruti went to Valenciennes. Youth player, just needs more first-team playing time, and he's going to get it at Valenciennes. Cash and clause transfers, $7.5 million in, $7 million out. Kenzo Kies went to Brest for $250,000. Madi Kamara went to Midtjylland. Fabian Bredlow went to Toulouse. They made a last-minute offer for him, and then on the last day of the transfer window, Marseille came in and made an offer for Romain Perraud, and he absolutely jumped at it. He was kind of who else I was relying on. Had I known that they were going to grab him, I would have probably kept Umuzu, but he really wanted to go, and he was significant enough in the locker room that I am pretty darn sure if I said no, I would have had some sort of revolt on my hands. Now, is $4.5 million value for him? No, not really, because they're saying he's worth 13 to 15.5, but at the time, it was the best available I could get for him. And sometimes we didn't lose money on him per se, but at the same time, I would rather make some money off of him and keep a happy locker room than not sell him and have an unhappy locker room. So on the ends, Gervais Akubi from FC San Pedro. He is my replacement for Owusu, and he's going to get a lot of playing time this year. He's already a fairly good keeper. 15 determination, 13 teamwork, 13 jumping reach, 14 balance, 13 kicking, 14 focus and reflexes, 13 communication, 15 decision making, 11 positioning, 13 handling, 14 command of the area. He is a very, very good keeper. I wish I could compare him with Nwosu. But if I compare him to similar players, this is who they're bringing up. Milos Dragovic, Ederson, Andre Onana, Predrag Rakovic, Ruli, Reece Silva, Sashevny. Polish last names are fun. So he's got some potential. It's going to be some growing pains this year, and I'm kind of expecting that. It's one of the reasons we brought in Daniel Bachmann from Watford. He is the other backup keeper. He's here on a squad player contract. Now, if I was to compare him with Akubi, you can see Bachmann is better in some areas. In other areas, they're equal. And so I'm not losing much between them. Where Akubi would fall short is his shot stopping isn't as good. He's not physically as good. Other than that, they're very, very equal players. And the fact that Bachmann is also 13 years older means Akubi's going to be better than Bachmann in the long run. Facundo Pellistri comes to us from Man United. A winger on the right who can also play striker. Pretty solid throughout. Of course, he's not the strongest, but then again, he is all of 5'9" and 143 pounds. But he's got good ball control skills, good crossing skills, decent shooter, very good technique, very good flair, decent bravery, okay, very good aggression too. Not okay aggression, but very good aggression as well. I wish his decision-making and positioning was a little bit higher. We're trying to work on that. Actually, we can work on that right now. What do we make? We want decision-making and positioning. Decision-making off the ball defensive. Decisions, positioning. So, yeah, okay, his additional focus is defensive positioning, but we're not really looking at him as a defensive player. We're improving his decisioning, his decisions, and his positioning. So, very solid player across the board. I think well worth the money invested. Kevin Agudelo comes to us from Parma for $2 million. Jack of all trades, master of none, really, at the attacking positions. Can also play midfielder and defensive midfielder in a pinch. No real weaknesses in his game other than corners, and he's not the best header. Then again, 5'10". The other thing is, there's no real strengths in his game, but he's very good in a few areas. His passing is nice, his movement is nice, his crossing is very good, his ball control is very good, his agility is very good. He's going to be my primary starter on the left because he is left-footed. He's going to be my primary starter on the right, one of those. We'll train him on the right, just in case. Bachmann we already looked at. João Tome comes to us from Benfica for $700,000. Can also play the right and the left. I went with a lot of depth here. He can also play defensive right back and wing back. I went with a lot of depth at just position just because I wasn't really happy with who I had there. And I wish I could explain it, but it's one of those things where you look at them and you're like, are there better options out there? And are they this much better or this much better? And at this point, I will take this much better because this much better helps get us closer to European football, especially given that we didn't have the biggest transfer budget and the couple players that we did go after who would have improved the squad this much, we couldn't meet their salary demands. That's the other thing that's going on. So, but again, very solid across the board. 10 vision, 10 passing, 8 finishing. Those are your weakest areas of the game. That's not all that bad for an advanced midfielder. He is strong on the right, so we are training him actually as a wing back on the right. He's a natural there. He's also really good at midfielder, and he is okay at attacking mid and mid-right and attacking mid-left. I think we'll just keep him as a wing back right on wing back. And then last but not least, Cedric Itten from Slavia Prague for 68,000 euros. Gueye got injured last year. I let Amadori go. I needed some backup at the top. Cedric Itten is that backup. He and Gueye are very similar. And so there's not a lot of drop-off between them. That's what I was looking for. Their best roles are both passing forwards. They're both fairly tall. They're both right-footed. They're both, hefty. I mean, if we compare them attributes-wise, Gueye is better in most of them. But that's to be expected. He's a little bit younger. He has a higher potential. But Itten is definitely a very capable backup. More capable than Amadori, which is what I was worried about. Because the same thing I was talking about before holds true here. If you're going from here to here on your backups, that's not bad. If you're going from here to here and you're trying to get here as a club, that is kind of bad. It's a concern. And it could be worrying depending on what club you are and what your position within the club is and a bunch of other interlocking factors. I needed Amadori to improve. He needed first team playing time. I can't sit Gueye to get Amadori first team playing time because the drop off from Gueye to Amadori rather is too great. The drop off, on the other hand, from Gueye to Étienne isn't great at all, and I'm reasonably sure that should Gueye go out injured again for 3 months, it will pick up where Gueye left off. And then, did I bring anybody in last season? Because last season, you always have these here. Linus Becker from Aarau, 700,000 euros, defensive right back, wing back, 18 years old. He's a project. I will be the first to admit it. As a matter of fact, is he on the right squad? I believe I missed that. The senior squad. He's got some playing time in the youth squad already, but as you can see, he's definitely a project. But the 12 determination is nice. The 12 strength is nice. 12 acceleration and pace is nice. He's naturally fit at a 16. He's got decent work rate and stamina, great balance, good agility, decent technique, decent anticipation, decision making. 15 aggression paired up with 11 tackling is nice. 17 bravery, 13 heading. Where's his marking? Still, I love this skin, but I'm still not used to where everything is. He's capped at the under 20 level for Austria. They want him to be a center back, but we're playing him at wing back. I believe, did I send him out on loan? I'm almost positive I did. Yeah, he's at Rapperswil on loan. So he's getting a decent amount of playing time there. They've already played 6 games. He's got 6 appearances. So he's getting playing time, which is what I wanted. I did spend a decent amount of time looking at that this offseason. In terms of our facilities, we're back to state-of-the-art training, or we're up to state-of-the-art training facilities, excellent youth facilities, excellent academy coaching, excellent youth recruitment. Affiliated clubs, we've got a bunch. The problem is US Furs and Le Puy Foot are the only 2 clubs I have loan agreements with where I can automatically assign my players to their squads. Saint-Chamond, Firmini, Saint-Genest, Rovales, we just have player options. The nice thing is we also have those agreements for the Tour Sportif. Or the nice thing is we also have those agreements for Spores in Senegal and Tafana in Tahiti. So if any good players come through those squads, we get first bid on them. But I'm thinking what I may have to do is cancel some of these links to see if I can't get more links that we're actually paying for. Now, the nice thing is with Le Puy and US Furs, we're not paying anything. A nominal annual fee, I think we could stand. But the inability to loan out players within our own constellation, for lack of a better word. I mean, hit on RB Salzburg as much as you want. Hit on Red Bull as much as you want. The fact that they have a whole bunch of affiliate squads they can move players back and forth to and follow up on their training and everything like that, make sure they're generally within the same system is absolutely great. I may not be the hugest fan of it, but I can understand why they do it. Schedule-wise, the season's gotten off to an expected start. I say that because the friendlies went as expected. We were in China for training. We played Newcastle and Mainz because they were both touring there. We got thumped by both of them. Then we were back in France for the start of the Ligue 1 season. We beat Bastia 2-1. We beat Toulouse 3-0. We lost to PSG 3-0. That was expected. Everybody except Demir had a bad game. Mbappe was Mbappe, had a brace of goals. They had 20 shots, 8 on target. We had 5 and 2. They absolutely dominated us from beginning to end. When they're starting Mbappe, Neymar, Reina, then they got Mendes, Vitina, Odegaard, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Carmo, Kimpembe, and Donnarumma. I mean, we can't compete with that. I think they've got more money on the field in like Marquinhos than I have on my entire squad. To quote Billy Bean, it's an unfair game. But we're going to do our best to get back to compete with them in the next couple of years. We beat Angers 2-1. Today we're just going to play Reims, and then we'll see who we'll come back for. At the end of this, we'll come back and see who we're playing. So the thing that happened is Manu Sanchez got himself suspended for too many yellow cards, and he is my only, and I mean only, defensive left back. I might be able to hit up the free transfer window, get somebody in on a joker transfer, but whoever I bring in isn't going to be anywhere near as good as Manu Sanchez. But then again, the fact I'm playing Badahir Demir there this game, because he can play midfielder on the left, and he actually has a decent skill set for playing wing back other than his crossing, which is a 5, and a dribbling, which is a 6. fingers crossed, it's not going to be a disaster. What I should probably do is figure out, well, even then, I don't have another defensive left back I can bring in. So even if I try playing a 4-something, I'm up a creek. Now, I may come up with a 3-4-1-2 or something like that. I think I have the players for that. I'm almost positive I have the players for that. So that's something I'm going to have to consider. Yeah, I've got plenty of defensive center backs I can bring in for a 3-4. So we'll take the guys who are unavailable out, make things look a little nicer, and this is who we're going to play today. We're going to have a Kubi in goal, Junior and Twanzebe as the defensive backs, Demir and Mendez as the wing backs, Basic behind Herrera and Beza, Tadibi and Agudelo, Davidi and Agudelo as the advanced midfielders, and Gueye up top as the striker. I want Beza on. No, I want Amugu on because I want to get him playing time. But what we are going to do is get Bachmann off the bench and put Beza on there just in case. We've gotten off to a really good start. Playing PS Ito sends it in, and it goes over the crossbar. Nice attempt by Friedrich. The season, the beginning of the season really has gone as expected. When I saw PSG third game, I knew we were just going to be in for a battle. I mean, everybody's fresh, everybody's rested, everybody's ready to go. Mendes on the throne. Amugu back to Mendez. Mendez. Herrera with a very nice header. His 4th goal of the season. I'm not saying my center mids are scoring an inordinate amount of goals, but they're definitely contributing a lot, and I like that. Mendez on the throw-in. Agudelo back to Twanzebe. Basic. He holds it up. Over to Mugu. Basic. Back to Twanzebe. Twanzebe to Mendez. Mendez. Twanzebe. Basic. Mugu. Basic. Back to Kobe. Okubi. He bombs it forward. Cisse. Juste heads it down. Almost dispossessed. Classic. Over to Friedrich. Friedrich to Classic. Juste. To Siwa. Juste. Long highlight. Mota. Driving forward. Holds it up. Baseline. Back to McKenzie. McKenzie crosses it in. Makubu's right there and blasts it in for the equalizer. Very nice ball movement by them. 40 minutes in, right before half, they grab an equalizer. Been a very even game so far, though. Ito from long distance. And that is over the crossbar. And that is halftime. We've got to be better in front of the goal. That's what I told the guys. Kube up to Twanzebe. Back to Kube. Out to Nduka. To Demir. Herrera. A lot of yellow cards already. Basic. Mugu. Herrera. Across the field. Agudelo. Twanzebe. Mugu. Agudelo to Mendez. Mendez feeds Agudelo. He's got help. Agudelo, however, is dispossessed. Juste. Oh, Agudelo gets it back. Tries crossing in. Gueye's there. Over the crossbar. That looked like it was going in for a second. You know, we're going to go attacking here for a few minutes. See if that will get the guys moving. Tadibi. Beatty, rather. Gueye. Oh, nice save by Insane. Agudelo stops it from going out of bounds. Back to Basic. Basic tries sending it in. A little bit too hard. Sabali gets it to the Marines keeper. Insane. Mota. Juste, dispossessed. Oh, Classy dispossesses Amugu. Twanzebe. Out to Mendez. Mendez back to Twanzebe. Twanzebe back to Basic. Basic, bad pass. Chipende gives the ball away. Demir gets the ball to Kube. He just bombs it forward. Amugu finally gets the ball to Gueye, who's dispossessed. Mota. He's Mabuku. Ito Skandiji, but he was offsides. He had to have been offsides. Thank you. You know what? We are gonna. It's 52 minutes, but we are gonna make a couple of subs here. Twanzebe, we are gonna bring off for Nagalo. Demir, I gotta leave on because I don't have a backup. Herrera, I'm gonna leave on. Naduka, Basic, up to Amugu, back to Naduka. Basic, Naduka, Herrera, up to Demir. Demir, back to Naduka, Basic, to Amugu. Amugu gives it away. Mota, Turles, Friedrich, back to Insane. He holds it up, brings it out. Gets the ball to Friedrich. Sabali. Out to Kajuste. Intercepted by Amugu. What a... Dude, come on. You had help. What a wasted shot. Mendez on the throw-in. Gueye. Crosses it in. Looks like it went off the defender. Duda heads it down. Herrera picks it up. He tries feeding it forward. Instead, it bounces out to Mendez. He gets it to Agudelo, rather. Amugu. Tabibi. Oh, crossbar. I don't know what the heck Amugu is doing. He's dwelling on the ball too freaking much. Bring it Gueye off and bring on Itten. Sabali on the throw-ins for Reams. Gotcha. Zanelli. That's an interesting shot. Basic. Naduka. Out to Demir. Demir back to Naduka. Mugu. Herrera. Up to Itten. Nice passing. Itten holds it up. Loses the ball. Gets it back. Herrera. Basic. Herrera to Mugu. Mugu out to Mendez. From Mendez to Amugu. Mendez crosses it in. Tadibi's there. That was nice. Was he offsides? The flag was raised. They're saying he's fractionally offsides. Mother. Come off attacking. Go back to positive the last couple minutes of the game. Friedrich. Bragantia. Sabali. Zanelli. Long ball. Nagalo heads it away. Mendez chests it down. Basic. Mendez. Long pass. I have no idea what the heck was going on there. Kajuste. Bragantia. Turles. Headed down. Herrera ends up with it. Gets the ball to Agudelo. Itten. Was he offsides? Ah, yes! Okay. We got lucky. We got lucky. I will admit that. We got lucky. 13 shots, 6 on target, decent possession advantage, a 1.29 XG. We end up with 2 goals. I will take it. I don't like what I just saw. And I didn't. There were too many players on top of each other. Amugu was just unsure of himself, which makes sense. He's 19 years old, but at the same time, maybe I'm better off bringing him off the bench for the time being until he gets a little more confidence. Maybe I'm also better off coming up with a 3-back formation that'll let me use wingers. I will work on that after this. And Amugu's set for a pay raise. The other thing that was happening in the offseason was the board was constantly trashing takeover talks. I don't know if and when that's going to happen. I would hope whoever takes over would help us improve things. We've got a little bit of wiggle room in the transfer budget. I got $5 million in the payroll budget. There's $2.8 million left in the transfer budget. The other thing I did not check was 18. Let's see the budget. 14. I'm just going to bump this up a little bit because I'm reasonably sure one of my scouts is going to get a ton of air travel. Smolkan, 17-year-old midfielder. Bayern, go figure. I got my guys waiting in the wings, though. So, the first order of business. Save the game. I think I may have already done this, but we'll save it again just to be sure. Second order of business. Come up with a second tactic. Third order of business. See if I can't get a wing back in on a Joker transfer. We shall have to wait and see. So, that said, I'd be interested in your feedback on the transfer window. Did I overdo it on the loans? Did I send out too many of the wrong players? the answer to the last one is yes, but that's my own fault, and that's me screwing up and not tracking things like I usually do, because I've been way too involved with scouting and things like that, as you can see, as all these players are graded out. And just, for a guy with 7 scouts and only scouting 6 areas, my 1 scout is getting a ton of traveling time. He's stacking up their freaking flyer miles. And so, good on him. Anything that's going to help the squad out. But next match, I think what we're going to do is come back for Lyon and Lens. And then Lorient and whoever we're playing in the French Cup 9th round, then it's going to be the transfer window, and we'll go through there. So we are aiming top 6. 7th place would be nice if one of these teams won the cup. Then the position will go down to us. But we're aiming for 6th and above. I think as long as we minimize the losses, well, how can I say this? As long as we win the games we're supposed to be winning, win some of the games we're supposed to be drawing, and draw some of the games we're supposed to be losing, we will be fine. However, that is not up to me. The ball is round. The FM gods have a horrible sense of humor. Who knows what could happen? But that said, if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM23. I thank you very much for watching.